Tonight, an Oklahoma woman is in jail after she managed to slip out of her handcuffs in the back of a police car, obtain an AR-15, and opened fire on sheriff's deputies, according to local police. The shocking moments were captured on the car's internal camera and police body cams. On Friday, Grady County Sheriff's deputies performed a welfare check on a woman found crawling around someone's yard while barking, according to the charging documents filed in court. The woman identified herself as 36-year-old Rachel Zion Clay. Police handcuffed her and placed her in protective custody in the back of a police car, according to the court documents. But while deputies were outside the car taking statements from civilians nearby, Clay managed to slip out of her cuffs and access a console in the front seat labeled gun, the undersheriff said in an interview.
A console in the front seat of this police car labeled gun. Gun is one of those like printout things with the sticker and it says gun, in case you forget. This is where your gun is, officer. In fact, your AR-15 is where this is. Maybe they should have labeled it more specifically because she was surprised maybe to see it. Rachel Clay, she was 36-year-old, as you pointed there. They were there on a wellness check. She was going through potentially a mental health episode, and they had her in the back seat. And she got to shooting. As you saw, that one witness that was standing by talking to police trying to help out the situation was shot. Let's watch more.
Body camera footage released by police show moments shots ring out. Ow! Confusion as deputies try to figure out what just happened.
Danny, I'm hit right here.
One civilian receiving a wound to the chest. He's later taken to the hospital, according to NBC affiliate KFOR, while the sheriff's deputy is only grazed by the bullet. As the deputies and the wounded bystander take cover and call for backup, more shots ring out.
Got a civilian hit. What the heck?
Now Rachel is just straight up going off. By the way, she was also able to get that, not only get that big ass rifle, but also load it and then figure out how to use it. How long were they having her hanging out in the back seat of that car where she was able to get out of the handcuffs, somehow reach around the division and get her hands on this huge gun and get to shooting? Maybe we'll get to some of those more details later. But there was more on this because they did finally realize she's shooting at us. Let's try and end this. Let's think of how long it took for it to end. Watch more.
With the arrival of backup begins an hours-long standoff as Clay barricades herself in the police car, refusing to emerge. After 3.5 hours of negotiations with police and the deployment of an armored breaching vehicle, the woman finally surrenders.
If it means saving a life, you take as much time as you need in order to bring this tactical situation to a successful conclusion.
If it means saving a life, you take as long as possible. Have we seen that from police officers in these type of situations? Or maybe they would just lit up the car and made sure that the threat was done because she was shooting and people had already been hit. Who knows if they were gonna survive or not? Anyway, last thoughts on this, Rick, before you jump in here. Police are now reconsidering some of their protocols. You think this is the best part about their response? Grady County Undersheriff Gary Bogus said his office is now making changes to protocols in an effort to keep his deputies safe. Forget that guy who got shot in the chest. He says, one, I will say, is our console where it actually said gun. He's like, that's the first thing. She was able to see that. That's going to be replaced. We're going to put a switch someplace else in the vehicle to lock our gun. It's a freak deal. It's such a freak deal that the switch that you have that probably says press here to get to gun, then it pops open. Then you get the gun. Then there's instructions wrapped around the gun that says this is how you operate the gun. Oh, in case you forgot, the ammunition is just to your left in the glove compartment. Reach for that too, Rachel. And she took all of it in and said, this is a gift from God. What are your thoughts, Rick? You speechless again?
God, man, yeah. I mean, look,
by the way, she's safe. She's not dead. There's not 35 bullets in her chest.
Right. I have seen people die over holding a cell phone. I have seen people die from being thrown in the back of a wagon on drummed up charges because they did not put that person in like a seatbelt. I have seen people die over a counterfeit $20 bill. And those people do not look like her. So
but they were wearing blue instead of pink is what it is, right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
So to see countless incidents where someone who is of the pale skin go to the extent of pulling out a firearm, shooting at police officers, and then living to talk about it when people are dying over like having their hand in their pocket or holding up a cell phone. And let me be clear, nobody should be dying over this.
Right.
Not a single person should be dying over this. But it troubles me how people don't see the double standard. And that's what's most depressing to me.